Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, you guys know we're going to talk about this goof LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers in the game that they played last night. And more the same. Anthony Davis comes back from the injury and carries LeBron James to the victory against the lowly 76ers. Of course, the Lakers could only get a win against the lowly 76ers, man. Right? With no one out there on the court, man, doing anything. Paul George doing his best pandemic P as usual. And the Pistons. The 76ers' second leading scorer was Andre Drummond. That's how you know you're in trouble. When Andre Drummond is your second leading scorer, then you know you're in trouble, man. And that's what the Lakers beat last night. So LeBron James, once again, carried by Anthony Davis, who came back and put up another 30-point game. And what does ESPN do? They focus on LeBron James triple-double. This is what they focus on. And we're going to talk about this nonsense in this video, guys. Once again, more of the same. I'm proven correct. Once again, Anthony Davis is clearly the best player on that team. He's clearly going to carry them, or they're going to go as far as he can carry them. Those are the facts here, guys. And we're going to talk about this video, guys. And I want to thank everyone out there, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled by all the support, man. It really means a lot. Shout out to everybody in the membership, man. Real recognized, real. The true basketball fans are standing up, man. So much respect, man. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, once again, I am proven correct. I've been 100% on the money with everything I said coming into the season and everything that's going on this season, guys. I'm 100% on the money. I told you guys what? LeBron James is not the best player on the team. He hasn't been the best player on the team since Anthony Davis has been there. And this year, you can clearly see, even though LeBron James has tried to stat pad, you can clearly see this season, Anthony Davis is by far and away the best player on that team on both sides of the ball. It's not even close. This man is going to be the reason why they win or why they lose. Like I said, if he goes down with an injury like you saw the other night, Anthony Davis goes down, missed the game, and what happens to the Lakers? Their defense goes down the drains. They can't rebound. Nothing happens. LeBron James stat pads at 39 points, and it did nothing for the team. Literally did nothing for them. The least impactful points that you can have. This is what LeBron James does. He puts up stats that have no impact on the wins or losses, and his fans don't care. The media doesn't care. And the Lakers win a game last night again at home. They get a home game now against the worst team in the league, essentially. The Sixers are literally the worst team in the league right now, guys. Right? They don't have Joel Embiid. Right? Paul George just came back, and he's not doing anything any damn way. Like I said, he's out there doing his best pandemic P. But let's not fail to mention that Tyrese Maxey is now injured. So the Sixers literally have no one on the court. Like I said, their second leading scorer was Andre Drummond. I want you guys to think about, listen to what I just said. Andre Drummond was their second leading scorer last night. Their second leading scorer. So when you hear that lets you know you're in trouble. When Andre Drummond is your second leading scorer, something's not going right for your season, man. Something's going horribly wrong because that man can't score worth a damn. No offensive game whatsoever to speak of. But that's what the Lakers beat last night. A hapless 76er team with nobody out there, man. So once again, we don't really respect the opponent that they beat. But I've told you guys what, the wins and losses are irrelevant as it relates to LeBron James, man. He's not going to get any credit for the wins, right? Well, excuse me, he'll get credit for the wins, but they won't give him any blame for the losses, though. They won't do that. So ESPN will continue to pump this guy up. And what do they do last night in the article? They say LeBron James triple-double leads Lakers. LeBron James triple-double leads the Lakers? Wait, I thought it was Anthony Davis who had 31 points that led the Lakers. Anthony Davis had another 30-point game, 31 points on 11 of 14 shooting or something like that, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, whatever the case may be. The man had 9 rebounds, a couple of assists, whatever it was. I believe he had 4 blocks in that game. But he didn't lead the Lakers. It was LeBron James triple-double. And let's think about LeBron James triple-double. Once again, LeBron James stat padding his assist numbers, right? He inflates his assist numbers. We get that. The assists are not what they used to be. So LeBron James, I believe, had 14 assists last night, I want to say. But let's really assume that some of those weren't real assists. But let's dig even deeper. What have I been telling you guys this season? That LeBron James don't play no D. He hasn't been playing any defense. and he's not rebounding the ball the way that he needs to rebound to help Anthony Davis out there. The Lakers are one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And those two areas are two of LeBron James' weakest areas. He's a weak rebounder, and he's weak on defense. And last night, what do I tell you guys? People look at the stats. LeBron James fans, they read the stats off, and they'll be like, oh, LeBron James had a triple-double. He had a great game. 21 points. What do you have? 12 rebounds, 14 assists, whatever the case may be. But when you look at the game, you watch the game, and then you look at the numbers, what does it show you? That LeBron James had 12 rebounds. 12 rebounds. 0 offensive rebounds. Once again, I'm on the money with this stuff, guys. Those rebounding numbers mean nothing in this era. Those are all inflated numbers, man. Standing around flat-footed rebounds, all these long rebounds that bounce out to these guys because of all the long shots that are being chucked up today. Once again, LeBron James doesn't do any of the dirty work. He allows Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves and Hachimura and Jackson Hayes and all these other guys to do all the dirty work. Cam Reddish to box out, battle down low. And LeBron James will get a simple, easy rebound, standing flat-footed, not hustling or doing anything for these rebounds. So he had 12 rebounds last night, which on paper looks great. LeBron James had 12 rebounds. He's out there doing his thing. But when you look at it, he had 0 offensive. Anthony Davis had 9 rebounds in total. 3 of them were offensive. So a third of his rebounds were offensive rebounds. That shows that he's actually active down low, attempting to offensive rebound, maybe try to tip a ball in, keep the possession alive, whatever the case may be. That's not LeBron James. I told you they're 9 games in. The Lakers are 5-4 now. They're 9 games into the season. And I believe LeBron James has 2 offensive rebounds on the season, guys. 2 offensive rebounds in 9 games? How is that possible? Because the man is 6'9" and 260. How is that possible? LeBron James is one of the great athletes. They keep telling us he keeps himself in amazing shape. He's the 7th best player in the league still. But the man has 2 offensive rebounds at that size. And he's the 7th best player in the league. 2 offensive rebounds in 9 games in this weak soft era? What's the excuse for that? There is no excuse. It's simple lack of hustle, lack of effort that LeBron James gives, and just overall not being a good rebounder. He's just not a good rebounder overall for his entire career. He's not a good rebounder. For you to be that big and play most of your career in a weak, soft era where you're oftentimes the biggest player on the court and you average 7 rebounds for your career, the man averages what? Like 0.8 offensive rebounds for his career. That's terrible, guys. Go look at some of the guards in NBA's history that were rebounding the ball, and they blow LeBron James out the water. I told you guys, I talked about the other day. How is Trae Young averaging more offensive rebounds than LeBron James? How is that possible, guys? There's only one way to explain it, and the one word is effort. Lack of from LeBron James. So on paper, he got a triple-double and looked great. But once again, these are all stat-padding rebounds for LeBron James. LeBron James rebounding is not impressive. As long as he's been in the league, as big as he is, how athletic he is, all of these things, in an era with no legit big men, they're not banging around down low. This man should have way more rebounds overall, total rebounds, than he actually does. This man should be well over 15,000 rebounds, easily, but he's not because he doesn't rebound the ball well. 7 rebounds a game for your career is mediocre at best, guys. I've told you, he's not even, to me, a top 5 rebounder at that position. I tell you, he's not better than Elgin Baylor was at rebounding. He's not better than a Dr. J was at rebounding. He's not better than Larry Bird was at rebounding. He's not a better rebounder than Scottie Pippen was. He's not a better rebounder than Dominique Wilkins was. He's not a better rebounder than Shawn Marion was. This is just at the small forward position. Just think off the top of my head here. So LeBron James, with all the gifts he has, the size he has, was a mediocre rebounder because he didn't give the effort and hustle of a lot of those guys. Larry Bird is nowhere near the athletic freak of a LeBron James. He played in an era where he had to battle down low for rebounds. He also played in the team with guys like Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale, guys who rebound the basketball. Yet still, Larry Bird was able to average over 10 rebounds a game for his career. And the reason being is because he gave the effort. Larry Bird was known for his hustle and his grit. That's why. He was a good rebounder. Now LeBron James, Elgin Baylor, probably the greatest rebounder at that position. The man was averaging 15, 17 rebounds a game at 6'5". Are you kidding me right now? In an era with legit bigs, where guys were battling, where you took elbows to the face, you got hit. Elgin Baylor was out there battling for boards. Much greater than LeBron James, man. LeBron James can't shine Elgin Baylor's shoes rebounding basketball, even though Elgin Baylor's about 4 or 5 inches shorter than LeBron James was. So, or LeBron James is. So, really, once again, Dr. J, who's again smaller than LeBron James, a much greater rebounder than LeBron James was. Sean Marion, greater rebounder, smaller than LeBron James. Scottie Pippen, smaller than LeBron James, greater rebounder than LeBron James because of the effort. These guys actually tried to rebound. So LeBron James puts up 12 rebounds, 0 offensive, not helping the team on the glass. Once again, not assisting in the effort of the team. And it's Anthony Davis who once again comes back from the foot injury. So he missed the 1 game, comes right back. So I give Anthony Davis credit for not making this linger or, like I said, load managing through this and playing. So much respect to Anthony Davis. But it's clear. When Anthony Davis comes back, the Lakers are a completely different team, right? LeBron James out here being carried by Anthony Davis. And you see the other teammates were a little bit better last night. So once again, this goes to what I'm always telling you guys, about the inconsistent play of the Los Angeles Lakers, right? They're inconsistent. So, from game to game, you don't know what you're going to get from D'Angelo Russell, who came off the bench last night. You don't know what you're going to get from Dalton Knecht. You don't know what you're going to get from Austin Reeves, who was excellent last night. You don't know what you're going to get from Jackson Hayes or Cam Reddish, who I believe started last night in the place of D'Angelo Russell, who came off the bench and had a very good contribution. But it's the inconsistent nature of the players. And sometimes you'll see the coach, like a J.J. Redick, or LeBron James out there being frustrated because they expect this guy to knock a shot down or they expect this guy to do X, Y, Z. But they're not consistently doing these things because LeBron James is not a leader, a consistent leader. Your leadership must be consistent. When we talk about confidence and building up your teammates, it's practice, guys. Practice is the big glaring difference between a LeBron James, a Michael Jordan, even some of the other all-time greats that took practice serious. There's a saying, it's called practice makes perfect. But really what they mean when they say that is that practice makes consistency. That's what it does. Practicing makes you consistent. There is no perfect. We all know that. There is no perfection in sports or in life. But the practice, the training, right? Sometimes when you work a job, you have training you have to go to, right? Maybe that training could be a fire training, right? So they teach you how to use a fire extinguisher. So what does that training do? Does that training mean that you're going to be perfect in an emergency scenario? No, that's not what it means. You're being trained to be consistent so that when something happens, more often than not, you're going to know how to react to these things because you're trained to do so. When you're practicing a sport, for example, like basketball, if you're holding your teammates to a standard in practice, a standard, once again, that word standard, guys, and you're holding your teammates to that standard, then once again, the consistent tendencies, right, the habits that your team is going to build and develop in these practices is going to make them more consistent more often than not. So they're going to be there for you more often than not. So you can clearly see that when Michael Jordan played the game, the way that he impacted his teammates in practice showed up on the court. So John Paxson could be more consistent, right, in 1991, in 1993. Right, Steve Kerr could be consistent. You could get some consistent play from some of the other players, Scottie Pippen or Horace Grant. They may not be consistent as far as the stats go. I've told you guys, Scottie Pippen's offensive game was not consistent, right? His jump shot was not consistent. But Scottie Pippen's overall game was consistent. You knew what you were going to get from Scottie Pippen more often than not. He was going to go out there and give that effort on the defensive end. He was going to be a hound. He was going to be a problem on the defensive end. You knew that. Everything else, as far as shooting, scoring-wise, yeah, maybe you didn't know Scottie Pippen was going to give you 20 or 15 that night. But he was going to play that lockdown D. He was going to give the effort on the defensive end. And he was going to give the effort on the glass. He was going to be a playmaker. That's what Scottie Pippen was there to do. The consistency of his teammates, Michael Jordan, is due to the practice routines, the habits that they built in practice. Pushing these guys. People underestimate this. When you hear LeBron James, ex-teammates, and they tell you stories, it's the complete opposite of Michael Jordan. They tell you stories about how his teams don't practice. Oh, we didn't practice that hard. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. They go through the motions. They're lollygagging, man. So when the regular season comes around and the games are going, you're going to get inconsistent play. You're lollygagging on the court. The Lakers are always looking for a foul call. They're always crying and moaning for this, for that. Meanwhile, they're getting the calls. So we talk about practice, and LeBron James' lack of effort and hustle and consistency in practice affects his overall team. So Anthony Davis comes back. The Lakers look so much better with Anthony Davis there. He drops another 30-point game. This man's had almost 30 points in every single game, I believe, except for 1 or 2 games. He's had 30-plus points every game this season. But ESPN wants you to believe that LeBron James is the best player in the Lakers. He's clearly not. Not even close. There's not like you could be, well, maybe. No, not even close, man. Not even close. It's Anthony Davis, clearly the best player. And last night, he was clearly the best player on the team, on the court, and he led the Lakers. But ESPN says that LeBron James triple-double led the Lakers. Not Anthony Davis, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 3 offensive, some assists that he had, 4 block shots. That wasn't what led the Lakers. He had the highest plus-minus on the team. LeBron James had the 5th best plus-minus on the team, but they'll say that LeBron James triple-double led the Lakers. Not Anthony Davis coming back from injury and dropping 31 points. That didn't lead the Lakers. So Anthony Davis, again, gets no credit where credit is due by the media, and you know he's not going to get any credit from the LeBron James fans. They're going to continue to pump LeBron James up. But I told you, we know the deal. And LeBron James in a lose-lose situation. I don't care what ESPN says. It don't matter what ESPN says. ESPN's irrelevant, guys. We're the real deal. We're the truth here. The YouTubers, the real YouTubers, we're the ones that people are watching. We're the ones people are listening to. We're the ones where they're getting their information from and they're getting the facts from. You guys know the deal on this channel, man. I got the facts for you guys, and you guys see it happening on the court. I've been 100% on the money with everything going on this year. Anthony Davis goes down, Lakers lose. Anthony Davis comes back, Lakers win. And Anthony Davis looks great in the win. It wasn't like Anthony Davis was out there going through the motions, coming off the foot injury, and put up like 17 points. He was out there, dropped 30 again. I think the guy only missed like 4 shots in the game, 3 or 4 shots in total. Once again, like I said, leading them to the victory as clearly the best player on both sides of the ball. Anthony Davis right now is in the MVP conversation up there with the top 3 or 5 guys in the league right now for MVP award. If you want to put him up there with Nikola Jokic, you want to put him up there with SGA, you want to put him up there with some of these guys for the MVP at the beginning of the season, the early part of the season. Anthony Davis is up there with anybody that you can name as far as MVP play on both sides of the ball, man. What this guy is doing. Once again, despite LeBron James stat padding and not playing a lick of defense out there, Anthony Davis essentially has to carry LeBron James on both sides of the ball. Everything comes off of Anthony Davis on the offensive end. You can clearly see this. And on the defensive end, is there anything for me to even mention or talk about? LeBron James don't play no D. Anthony Davis and the Lakers are literally playing defense 4 and 5. All right, despite LeBron James. They're playing defense despite him. No, they're not playing inspired because of him. It's Anthony Davis, who's the inspirational leader now on both sides of the ball. And he's the anchor on the defensive end. And clearly is the best player on the team. But ESPN is going to tell you that LeBron James is the 7th best player in the league still. Kenny Smith will have you believe that LeBron James is the 2nd best player in the league still. Think about that. Kenny Smith says coming into this year that LeBron James is the 2nd best player in the league. What does that say about the NBA, guys? What does that say about Kenny Smith? You lose all credibility, Kenny Smith, and I like Kenny Smith. But you lose all credibility when you make a statement like that. And not only did he make that statement, is that the man doubled down when Shaq pushed back and Charles Barkley pushed back on that. This man really tried to come with some nonsensical reasonings. There's no way to explain that other than you being, delusional, and maybe you're on the payroll, Kenny, because you ain't being honest, man. There's no argument for LeBron James being the 2nd best player in the NBA still today. So he's better than Nikola Jokic. He's better than Giannis. He's better than Luka Doncic. He's better than SGA. He's better than Jason Tatum. He's better than Jaylen Brown. He's better than all these guys, man. All these players right now. He's better than Kevin Durant. He's better than Steph Curry right now. All these guys. LeBron James right now is better. He's better than Anthony Davis. And he clearly is not. He clearly is not better than any of those guys, man. But ESPN, Kenny Smith, says he's number 2. ESPN says he's number 7 still, the best player on his team, when he clearly does the best player on his team. I mean, it's clear. I mean, ESPN looks terrible right now with that kind of, preseason ranking, because Anthony Davis has clearly been, like I said, not the best player in the Lakers, but the best player in the NBA. On both sides of the ball, Anthony Davis right now is the best two-way player in the league. That's who LeBron James is playing with. That's who he's being carried by. These are the facts. So once again, LeBron James gets credit for a triple-double. Anthony Davis comes back, leads the Lakers. LeBron James has 12 rebounds, 0 offensive. Again, LeBron James not hustling on the rebounds on the offensive boards because LeBron James don't hustle for rebounds. He gets a lot of these flat-footed rebounds, standing around. Other people are boxing out, and LeBron James is the beneficiary of some of these easy rebounds. Once again, LeBron James is often the biggest player on the court. I'm not impressed with 12 rebounds, 0 offensive in this weak soft era of NBA when the Lakers are one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. And once again, they're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. LeBron James don't rebound. LeBron James don't play no defense. Remember, they were one of the worst transition teams last year, and LeBron James said coming into this year, they got to get their asses back on D. We have to get back on D. And I told you guys, LeBron James don't know what he's talking about. He won't take any accountability because it's clearly LeBron James that needs to get back on D, not his teammates. And once again, LeBron James leads as a do as I say, not as a do type of leader. And that's no real leader. Every real leader that I've ever been around, and I've been around some leaders, man. Like I said, my time in the military, and I've been around my parents. You lead by example, man. My dad led by example. He didn't just yell at us. He didn't whoop my ass and just whoop me and be like, hey, man, this is what I'm telling you to do. Just do it. My dad led by example. He led by example. He showed me and my brothers the way. And if we wasn't doing something right, then we felt the wrath of that. But he showed us. You lead by example. My dad, all the effort, the work that he did, I see these things. My dad working all these hours. My mother working all these hours when I was younger. You're leading by example. You're showing us the hard work that it takes to make it in this world, to support your family. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. It's not going to be easy sometimes out here. I've talked about this many times, ladies and gentlemen. So you lead by example. That's the bare minimum. I told you, you don't have to be a loudmouth guy, a rah-rah, get in your face type of dude. You don't have to do that. You lead by example, and the other people will follow you. And that's what Michael Jordan said in The Last Dance. It's very important. He said, I didn't ask him to do anything that I wasn't willing to do myself. I was doing these things. So damn it, you're going to do it too. We're going to do it together. That's not LeBron James. Remember, he'll tell his teammates, you just do your job. When LeBron James is not doing his job, he'll tell everyone else to get back on D when he's not getting back on D. He'll say X, Y, Z while he walks off the court by himself early. He won't shake any hands, but then he'll talk about he's a true competitor. It don't add up. It doesn't, man. LeBron James is a clown. He's out there on the court begging and crying for foul calls when your team gets the most foul calls of anybody in the league. He's a classless individual and has no honor. This is LeBron James. So the Lakers beat the lowly 76ers last night at home. They were at home, so I'm not impressed with you being, like I said, essentially the worst team in the league on your home court. That's not impressive. Are we supposed to be impressed with the Lakers beating the Sixers? I mean, come on, man. Once again, Andre Drummond was the second leading scorer for oh my goodness, guys. Why do I keep forgetting the team? The Sixers last night. Andre Drummond, not Paul George. Paul George, once again, I did a video on this guy. You guys know my feelings on Paul George. This guy's a clown. But Pandemic P is here. He's played 3 games, and this guy's in mid-Pandemic P form, man. He went back to 2020 COVID P. This is him right now. This is what he's doing, chucking up a bunch of bricks, turning the ball over, not having any impact on the game. What did he have, 9 points last night? Paul George? It's an absolute joke. But there's the same fool that wanted a no-trade clause in his contract. I tell you, man, I have no respect for these guys, man. I can't take these guys serious. They're not grown men. This dude wanted all this money and a no-trade clause, but this dude's out here doing this, putting these numbers up. And this is what he did in LA. Inconsistent Paul George, man. But that's who the Lakers beat last night. Andre Drummond and Paul George. No Tyrese Maxey. No Joel Embiid. Not impressed at all. And once again, the Lakers are at home, so you win another home game. So the Lakers are 5-4 this season, and 4 of their 5 wins have come at home. At home. They're 1-4 on the road. But they're, 4-0 at home? Are we supposed to be impressed with the Lakers winning at home? And it said you beat the 76ers? I'm not impressed, man. So LeBron James went out there, got his weak triple-double, no offensive rebounds. They didn't even call a personal foul against LeBron James last night. Not one personal foul against LeBron James. The man played, 30 minutes? And didn't have any fouls called against him. So once again, this exposes what we're talking about. LeBron James ain't playing no D. You're not giving any effort on the defensive the defensive end. And if you were battling for boards, then maybe you would have got a call for a foul on the rebounds. But you don't go hustle rebounds. You ain't banging or battling for rebounds. So why would you get called for a foul? So it's more of the same for LeBron James. And this is part of the reason why this man still has not passed Michael Jordan in personal fouls, even though this man has played 1,500 games. 400 more games, over 400 more games than Michael Jordan. You still haven't passed Michael Jordan, a guard, in personal fouls? That's a red flag, ladies and gentlemen. Right there shows you that the NBA's been carrying LeBron James for a long, long time. And it also highlights that LeBron James hasn't been playing defense for a long, long time. You guys know the deal, man. LeBron James and Lakers beat the lowly 76ers. LeBron James carried last night to the win by Anthony Davis, who's clearly the best player in the team, who you can argue is the best player in the league right now. He's absolutely the best two-way player in the league right now. And that's who LeBron James is being carried by. But ESPN will say that LeBron James triple-double led them and that LeBron James is still the best player in the league or the best player on the team. When we know, in fact, not even close, guys. You know the deal, man. These are the facts, man. The Lakers are only going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes them. Remember that. Those are the deals, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.